Stories are essential to us as human beings. Stories tell us who we are, where we came from, and how to live. We love stories. What you may not realize is that we actually become the stories we hear and tell over and over and over. Unfortunately, most of the stories we hear and tell are victim stories. We hear these stories from the time we're born, from family, from friends, from books, movies, TV, all media. Victim stories are based in the belief that people and circumstances have power over us, and sometimes do upsetting things to us that we have no control over, or think we have no control over. They may also include stories of the good guys battling it out against the bad guys to right some wrong. I call victim stories old stories. We've been telling them forever and ever. Here's an example. A number of years ago, I was heading home after doing some shopping. I came off an interstate highway at 65 plus miles per hour. I could see the frontage road clearly. There was not a single car on it. Not one car at all. So instead of braking and working my way into traffic slowly as I usually do, I simply took my foot off the gas pedal and was letting the car slow down on its own. As I did, I zoomed through at about 60 plus miles per hour, a speed limit sign saying 45 miles per hour, and then passed a policeman parked just beyond that sign. Of course, he stopped me and gave me a ticket. Now, was I going faster than the speed limit? Absolutely I was, no doubt about it. But here's the thing, was I endangering the life of anybody? No way, not at all. There was nobody there to endanger. I wasn't even endangering myself. Moreover, in the big city of Houston where this happened, there's so much mayhem going on all the time all over the city. Why is a policeman sitting watching a one-way, 3-lane frontage road with no traffic on it, spending taxpayer money sitting there when he could be out dealing with real crime somewhere else in the city? Yes, I know he needed to get his ticket quota. So there he sat waiting for someone to do just what I did, even though I wasn't endangering the life of anybody, not even myself. So I got a ticket, had to pay a fine, and spent a whole day in traffic school so that this wouldn't get on my record and get reported to the insurance company. That is an old story. Did you hear the victim in it? I didn't just say I was speeding, I got stopped by a policeman, and he gave me a ticket. Those are the facts. But facts don't have any juice in them. It felt so much better to rant about how wrong that policeman was to have been wasting his time and taxpayer money, and to justify what I did and be right about it and carry on about poor me. If I tell a victim story, everyone listens and sympathizes and may tell their victim stories too. Then we all tell our victim stories together and we think we feel better that way. But we don't, not really. What actually makes us feel better, what feels good, is to tell new stories. New stories of love, joy, gratitude, miracles, doing things, all kinds of good things for people. New stories of all the good that we can do for out in the world. That's what feels good. So here's an example of a new story. A few years after the old story, I had learned some powerful lessons about how gratitude and forgiveness how practicing these things can help you live a really great life. This time, my story became a new story. I was once again stopped for speeding. I had just rented a new mid-sized car and was unaware of its power. I zoomed through a speed trap at 85 plus miles per hour, thinking I was going 65 or even less. As the policeman wrote up my ticket, I focused on gratitude. When he was finished, had said what he had to say, and I put the papers aside, I asked him to wait a moment. Then I said to him, "This may seem odd to you, but I really do mean it. I am grateful that you stopped me today. My own car is little and old and starts to make noise when I get much over 70, so I know to slow down. Now that you have stopped me, I know how quickly and quietly this car gets up to 80 or 90 or more, and I will be more careful driving. I have a wonderful fun day planned, and I would not want an accident to ruin it. So thank you for stopping me, and thank you for doing an often thankless and dangerous job." He thanked me for my attitude and left, and I went on to have the great fun day I had planned. I told this story several times to people. They loved it. It was wonderful. It added to the joy and beauty of the day. New stories open the heart space, and we all love that feeling. I made this video to invite you to stop telling and listening to old victim stories, and to start telling new stories. You are ready for that. How do I know? Because you came to this site and watched this video all the way through. Thank you for that. So now you can choose. Are you ready to stop listening to and telling victim stories and start telling new stories? Tell a new story to a close friend. If they like it, bring them to this website and let them learn also about telling new stories. Then go out and tell other people your new story and send them to this website. Soon you'll be surrounded with people telling new stories, and you'll all be talking about the joy of life rather than the victimization of life. If you want to play this game with me, and I hope you do, there's some information down below here that will help you get started and do it. There's a worksheet. There's a link to a new stories page on my website where you can read more new stories and tell your own new story if you want to. You can also go to our Facebook page and tell your new story there. And especially, I hope you will tell people on your own Facebook page about this website and tell everyone you care about this website. Surround yourself with people telling new stories. Thank you, and have fun with your new stories.